Hello and welcome back, Josh, Sam, and anyone else who's watching to Lviv and Let Die. Now, it has been a little while and things are going fairly well for us. We have one player leaving the club, you can see there. I'm also using a different screen, which again has changed slightly the amount of things we can see because it's larger than the normal screen I use, which means that you'll be able to see some extra details even more so than previously. So anyway. Last two seasons we finished in 5th. This is how things are looking at the moment. So our fixtures this season have been fairly good. We managed to get through the first round of the Ukrainian Cup. We beat Yednist Pliski 4-0, setting up a tie against Obolon Kiev from the Premier League. They beat us 1-0 in a utterly one-sided game. Although they didn't have many great chances, but they still had the pick of the bunch, meaning that their goal was an absolute stunner as well. So we also have been undefeated in the league up until this point, until the last game against Kremenchug, who beat us 2-1 away, meaning that the league looks like this. We have played 18, won 12, drawn 5. We are 41 points to the good. We've only conceded 12. We're doing very, very well. So now things really start to heat up because we're about to enter the winter months. Ironically, it's going to heat up. Vorskla we have to play, and we also have to play the team that we played in the first video, Naftovic, Ukranafta. Oh no, we played in the second video. So we already beat Vorskla 1-0. We now have to play a team that we've beaten 1-0 and the team that we have beaten drawn 0-0 with. We did play them away last time, so we should theoretically be in a better advantage having played at home. Just let's check in case we've got any transfers what I didn't talk about last time. I think there are a couple. For example, we sold Uriel Suarez for £800,000. I also got fully fed up with fielding terrible £7,000 offers for Kovac and Nemet, so I sold them both for £14,000 and £10,000 respectively to a Debrecen, who is a top division Hungarian side. Don't know why they're spending so little money, and a Scala, who are a league third division Ukrainian team, I believe. They're possibly in our league. And we sold Makarov, the goalkeeper, who's been sitting around and doing very little, to Gurnik Krivi Ri, who were in the third division, for £20,000. So currently this season we have saved 1.7 million by selling players. We have also brought in one extra player. So to replace Makarov, we brought in Osipov, another goalkeeper. Nothing too special about him. He's on a 1-year deal, just there as backup. But yeah, that's how things are going. If we just look through the fixtures, we can look at how things have gone for us in terms of the stats. So if we expand that here, we can see that Lynch-Pinchuk scored in the first three goals of the season for us. You saw those. We then beat Yednis Pliski 4-0. Figueroa scoring twice with Sergei and an own goal, giving us the win. We then drew 0-0 with Naftovic before beating Zirka 1-0 with a goal from Bobby. We then beat Govela 5-2. Again, I think we beat them 5-2 last year as well. Bobby getting 2, Levchuk getting 2, and Sergei getting 1. We then beat Niva 2-1, Petar Perovic and Bobby scoring. Galushkin beat Stal for us. We can see also an own goal there against Kharkov. For some reason we are bad against them because they're a rubbish team this year, but we just can't seem to beat them. We then go from a 1-1 draw to a 5-0 win where Mamurov scored twice. Also Figueroa got 1. Figueroa scored again against Metallurg, and then we drew 0-0 with Titan. I thought this was the wheels coming off our season, especially when we then went on to lose our first game of the season against Obolon, but we came back with 2 big wins. Zoya 3-1, who were second in the table at the time, and 5-0 over the bottom team Mykolaiv. We then drew 1-1 with the second place team Metallurg. I think Camelot scored in the 95th minute. Yeah, 90 plus 6. So we equalised late on in that game before going on to beat Arsenal 3-0, Olympic, who were a bit of a bogey team for us last year, 2-1, and Prikapatia 2-1, which is a comeback victory. We did slip to defeat against Kremen, but we have now 2 games which we should be able to win. Fingers crossed. So let's go. Lviv versus Vorskla. Let's see what we can do. It's at home. So I'm hoping we're going to be okay. We had out one of our best players. He was out injured, and I think he still is. Bobby, yes. Bobby has been out for a few weeks. He's back in 2 days, so that means at the moment we're playing with either Kamil Delman or Kopka in our final striking option. This is the team that played recently, Levchuk. I'm actually going to start with... Am I? Yeah, I'm going to put Lynch Pinchuk in there. Midfield is where we're struggling a little bit more because Perovic was injured quite a lot on and off. He's coming back in now today to pick up where we were against Vorskla. And the defence has been pretty solid all the way through the season, and Zamyakin the same. Sergei has been having a sensational season. Galushkin not so great, but still seems to be playing pretty well. And Domrachev is doing his job, even if it's not spectacular. So that's the team that we're going to play with. They're playing with 5 in the middle, which does tend to be something that can cause us some issues. I think we are not maybe... we're not the technical on-the-ball passers that I guess you probably need to beat a 5-man midfield. But luckily we do have players who are better than them. So that should be enough. We'll see. Usually we can edge it. Figueroa, by the way, he is not. So when I was talking about things heating up in the winter break, he is not doing as well as you would think he would for the stats he's got. And I don't know whether that's partly because he is far better than half of our play. Yeah, but he just doesn't play as well as you would think. Like there, you'd expect him to bury that. And he's also flat out refused to sign a new deal, so I'm thinking he's going to get sold in the winter break. And it's just the way it is, and sorry, you're going to have to deal with it. We can bring in a new foreign player, Mamurov, because that's one of our 3 rotation spots. So we can bring in another foreign striker, maybe from Brazil, maybe from somewhere in South America. Figueroa, great free kick, but Uplikov, that's naughty, manages to hold on to it. So I think we're going to sell Figueroa, so just be prepared for that at the beginning of the next video if we've made a few £100,000 on Figueroa, when obviously ideally we'd keep him. He hasn't been all that we'd hoped he would be. He hasn't been more than that either. He has only been less. I was expecting him to have 20-30 goals this season. He's currently on, I think, 6 or 7, so it's not looking ideal. So yeah, that said, the 2 Ukrainian guys are sort of hitting the average peaks that we would expect, and we were playing better when Bobby was in the team. So the slight goal-scoring struggles we've had in the last couple of weeks have been since Bobby has been injured. Lynch Pinchuk scores. What a finish that is. Lynch Pinchuk, great stuff. That puts us 1-0 up against Vorskla. So yeah, just be prepared for that. Okay, guys, just be prepared. I've also signed, I don't think it showed up in that. I don't know whether that means he's not accepted the offer yet, but we've offered contracts to 2 players who were in on trial. A decent Slovakian, I think he is centre-back, who will just sort of centre-backian. Figueroa, come on, man. I'll just add to our list of decent, tall centre-backs. So yeah, he's in. He'll possibly never play for us. He might play lots for us. It depends. And I think there was one more. I think we might be agreeing to sign a quite good left winger who is with the intention of just being sold or possibly making the squad once we get promoted, / if we get promoted. So yeah, we'll see. But again, we'll go over signings and stuff in the next video. Great ball to the back post. Sergei gets there, but Uplikov. I mean, that's a naughty name. Come on, Uplikov's father and mother. Let's not. Treatment on the sidelines for someone. I'd missed who. But we're going into 2 minutes of added time. 1-0 up. We'll take it. Uplikov, Domrachev, and Figueroa is now through. Come on, fella. He does manage to score. Oh, I was worrying. He never saw it, which is interesting because he dived at the feet of Figueroa, but he went round him. We're 2-0 up against Vorskla. I don't know if it's going to come through in the recording. In fact, interesting, I now have 2 screens, so I can see the screen that I'm playing it on, vivid colour. The main screen that I use, I can see the recording, and the recording doesn't look quite so vivid and fancy, so it might be that it doesn't look any different in this one when it comes up onto the YouTubes. But to me, it looks bloody beautiful. Anyway, Galushkin, I saw we had a couple of players who were tired there. We're looking like we're going to round this one off fairly easily. If we score here, we can probably just Lynch-Pinchuk, oh, it's another good effort. Good save by Uplikov. Question marks over his name, but not over his character. Radina now to Magro. Good name. Soskov. Making his way down the wing. 46 minutes, that's far too early to be making these changes in the first half. I also got, in the second half, this early in the second half is what I meant. I also have finally sort of become used to the 4 substitute rule, to the point that I tried to make 4 substitutes in the game against Obolon in the cup, and was rudely told that you only actually get 3 substitutes in the cup. So that's disappointing. Also, I'm not convinced that they have 4 substitutes in the Premier League, so we'll just have to deal with that when it comes to it, because by that point I'll finally have worked out and be happy with expecting the 4 things, the 4 subs in every game, and then I'll be back down to only 3, and it'll be disappointing. Isayev to Paterka. They're playing a ball around quite nicely. Petrov. Okay, so who was tired? We have Domrachev is tired and Goncharenko. Right, so Nagini can come in. And we'll bring on Juan Carlos Ballon. But that does mean we're going to be 1 too many foreigners, right? Do we bring off Mamurov? For Kornienko? I think we do. It's going to have to be, because we can't let Dudarenko, or whatever his name was. They can't all be called Dude. Whatever. And Zamiakim. Big ball up to Figueroa. Figueroa doesn't get there. Mamurov. Oh, we haven't made our changes yet. So Berezovsky. Radina. It would be supremely bad if we concede here, because I made these changes with the expectation that we'd be 2-0 up. Still. Sergei gets it out, and now Lynch-Pinchuk. Oh, what a stunningly poor ball. Wow. I mean, good lord, sir. What are you thinking? Should have taken you off, mate. Fuck, what is that? Why? Who are you playing it to? Did it say? I didn't see the name. Good lord. Okay, come on, we're at home here. Come on. Berezovsky, Panis. Pernis. Oh, dear lord. No. Fucking rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Very, very poor little bit of play there. A couple of minutes from us. Nagini now. Can he put the ball in? He does. Outspoken Sergei. Oh, you've just got to be putting that away. You've just got to be. You've just got to be putting that away. What are we looking at here then? Oh, God. Soskov clears. 68 minutes gone, and we are looking like we are a little under the cosh. They certainly have brought up the stats, because I imagine... Oh, crossbar. Nagini and Ballon work together. I mean, his real name should be Ballon d'Or. If he was any good, it would be Ballon d'Or. Paterka gives it to Isayev. Isayev gets the ball back again. 69 minutes. It's not like we're charging along. Oh, Veselin. Petrov puts the ball over, and he was offside. That's fine. Okay, what the hell is going on? Why did it just show that bit? Like, surely that would have been at least enough of a highlight. Whatever, anyway. Berezovsky, Panis. Come on. We're watching a lot of this game, and I don't like that. I like games where we don't... How was that more of a highlight than that? Whatever. Okay, we've finally had 5 or 6 minutes where nothing happened. But now 80 minutes, and they look like they're coming at us again. Berezovsky out to Magro. Radina. Isayev to Petrov. Zamiakin Smothers. We have... It is just Magro up front. So it's, who's on 62? Oh, good, he wants to be taken off, does he? Right, okay. Well, we're going to bring on Levchuk. Yep. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll be done when I'm done. In a minute. Food is ready. And what happened there? Lynch-Pinchuk was offside. Good lord, man. Get off. Get off. Okay, so you've heard that my dinner is ready, so that means I have to be relatively fast. But I am not cutting this video in half, so we'll just have to deal with it. A little cooler food. She said 40 minutes. It's been 14. That's not my fault. Kornienko up to Levchuk. Levchuk gives it into the middle to Petrov, but doesn't go anywhere. It's the 5-man midfield really does harm us Zimakov, Radina. The good thing is their strikers are crud, so... 92 minutes gone, 93 minutes gone, we get the 3 points. We looked much better in the first half. We seemed to be hanging on a bit in the second, but... What? Okay, right then, if you don't want to be happy about it. Figueroa did well. Yeah, 44 points, not bad at all. In fact, that's almost as many points as we got in our first season as Lviv manager. And we've got the whole second half of the season to play. So... second half, I mean it's like second, third, we'll say third. What has that done to us? We are now, so it looks like Olympic lost, did they? No, they did win. Okay, so we didn't extend our lead at the top. I thought we did. Goncharenko looks like he's about to get one more year on his contract. That's fine. Camelot as well, that's also fine. Tunbridge have sacked Sparrow. Hull have sacked Den Otter. Tis what it is. Poor old Den Otter. Swindon doing badly in the Premier League, by the way, I noticed. Not super badly, but relatively badly. Let's just quickly have a look. We don't really have time for this, but let's quickly have a look. Swindon, okay, they're fourth now. That's not so bad. And Western are back to being like this. Darien and Redbridge, I'm not sure if I mentioned it in the other video, but they are in the Premier League, currently 10 games in winless, but it is what it is, I suppose. And Liverpool down there in 17th. So that'll be fun if they get relegated along with Dagenham and Redbridge. Ha 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 ha. FC Wimbledon still in the hunt for promotion. That's what I like to see. Wickham, Sunderland, Sheffield United down there in the bottom of the championship. Not so bad. Anyway, let's rush through. Let's play Naftavik. They score a lot of goals from corners, as I can see from the stats here. But hopefully that doesn't mean that we will concede a lot of goals from corners. We haven't conceded very many goals, so we should be fine. Minsk have won the highest league. Dnipro Moligov have been relegated and have sacked their manager, Gayev. We have here Vasil Chaban, who's unhappy because he doesn't play. That's because he's crap. I'll say, prepared to give you a first team chance because I'm a liar, and then I'll just sell him. Ha 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 ha. Yes, so, tis, that's just the cutthroat world of playing for FC Lviv. What concerns me is the Premier League seems to be quite hard. Oh, here you go. Bobby's back. He's got 8 goals in 8 starts. It's not bad at all. So he'll be... shit, I forgot to sign him. Okay, that's the guy that I wanted. He's really good. £800 a week. Let's go for 600. 2-year contract, 600. 675, 2-year contract. Maybe that. I forgot to offer him a deal. Fuck you. What about if I give you a huge goal bonus and another year? Okay, there you go. Asan Ndai, he'll be definitely part of the squad. He's quality centre-back. A bit slow, but he is excellent. He's also very fit and has excellent stamina, so he'll finish every game. And he'll make us some money at some point. Western-super-Mare have sacked their manager, as is the norm. And so have Liverpool, although I don't think that's quite as normal. They're doing much worse than they usually do this season. Although I don't know if you can cast your minds back, but earlier on in the save they have been relegated previously. It took them 2 or 3 years to come back up, and then when they did, they struggled for a while. They then became a kind of upper mid-table team again, and now it seems like they're dropping back down again. Lots of sacking is going on here. Nibmorgev have put a new manager in place. That's fine. Domrachev is now injured for 2 to 3 weeks. That isn't great. That isn't great news at all. Is there any good news that's coming out of that? No, but the good thing is that I suppose we've only got one more game until the stop trying to sell me Gabonese centre backs. One more game until the winter break, so it does mean that I guess he'll only miss 1 game. So we can, I suppose, take that as good news. And England didn't qualify for the Euros, having got to the World Cup final or the World Cup semi-finals in last time round. They have not qualified. They got beaten out by Greece and Russia. I don't know if this game includes playoffs in the qualifying. I mean, I guess it should do, although maybe not in the European ones, because I think at this point it was still quite small Euros, relatively speaking, compared to the new ones in real life. So maybe there isn't any best third place playoffs. Yeah, see. Oh no, they are. They're playing in the Championship playoffs right now. So they fucking edged past Finland. Unbelievable. 64th in the world. England 12th. I mean, for goodness sake. Also, if you notice there, Swindon are the second biggest team in England at the moment. Ilana Torin have also fired a player. Victoria Ziskov. Where are they from? The Czech First Division. Is that even the top league? Yeah, it is the top league. Okay. Well, hopefully they'll not be stupid and go and sign for them, and they'll sign for us instead. Speaking of players that we might sign, let's have a look at this guy just in case. He's okay, isn't he? I'll keep an eye on him. What was I saying? Oh, something else I was going to say was that we have spoken to the board and we have increased the scouting range to entirety of Europe now that we have some more money, and I guess that means good for us. It has meant that we can scout some players not just in Kazakhstan and Ukraine. We are now able to scout players who are unattached throughout Europe and who play in such far-flung places as Moldova. I want to see that England. Oh, Denotta has taken over at Western-super-Mare, the team one place above his old team in the table. Well done him. Failing upwards, as we see, no doubt. Although I think he was manager of Hull for a while. I think his goals and goals and conceded stats that I noticed when he was being fired were something like he'd scored 400 goals, or his teams had scored 400 goals and conceded 350, which means he must have been around for a while. And what else was I going to say? England win 4-0. There we go. Better. So they did manage to qualify. England qualified for the European Championships. Oh my goodness me. Just about. God, what a load of rubbish. Pospelov. Good goalkeeper. Anyway, we're nearly there for this game. Come on, game. Oh, and I was going to say something, which I've forgotten about until now. Which is the game might start to process a bit slower in the new year. That's because I have added a new set of leagues. They are the Danish leagues. I have agreed with a colleague of mine that once we are done in Lviv, we will take over. At the moment I've said I'll take over Aalborg, but it might be that I will take over some other Danish team and do the same thing that we're doing here in Lviv, but in Denmark. So we have signed up Asane Ndai. That's good for us. We can at least make some money out of him. Probably, hopefully not, though. Get something. Probably keep him in the team, but you never know. Ballon is also injured. We've got a backroom advice meeting to take. Yeah, go on, what do you want to say? Get fast. Get good at shooting. No, he's a defender. Scout him if you want. Scout him, fine, whatever. Yes, why not scout France? And I don't know what you're talking about, Petr Perovic, because he's literally started every single game he's been fit for. It's been good. It's going to be a struggle, but we'll come out on top. Don't see it being... feel rested and invigorated. Vasilyev. Oh, yeah, he does look pretty good. What the hell? How has he got so many goals for them? He's crap. How has he got so many goals for them? Get out of town. Yeah, I know he's a threat. A threat of impending doom for the world. No, I won't bother addressing him for the media. I mean, he's unlikely he'll make more than 10 or 15 games for us before he gets sold. So, look at these guys, by the way. Zoya making £3.69 thousand in profit. We've made £1.7 million in profit. So he's actually supposed to be pretty good. Odessa's Luzhny. He's not good, though. Smirnov is actually, well, not good either. And Loboyko, he's fine. We're not interested, thank you. And then Lopez, the Ecuadorian centre-back, who I'm sure I've looked at a number of times. Yes, I have, because he's in the under-21s team. And I did not sign him then, and I won't sign him now. So, we have two big holes in our squad. And having complained... Oh, is he better than... He's not getting any better, but that's because we don't play him. Chaban, I guess Chaban has to play, really, doesn't he? Because I don't have enough foreign players. Bobby can come in for Kamal Dullman. Oh, I think we can probably bring Kamal Dullman into the squad just generally. That's how we're going to line up. Bobby, how fit are you? 96. Okay, so he'll probably play halfway through the game. We'll bring him on. Chaban hasn't actually played any games this season, and they are again playing that sodding 4-5-1 formation, which we know to be problematic for us. So to have to play a poor central midfielder doesn't help us. But hopefully Figueroa can get his goal-scoring boots on this time, and I know he didn't last one, but maybe he can do it again. Considering he's supposed to be really good, hopefully he brought his really good boots with him, and he will score some goals. Goncharenko gives the ball to Chaban. So that's Goncharenko and our young friend at the back there, Mr. Camelot, who... Oh, Perovic goes past his man, Lynch-Pinchuk. Oh, Sergey, come on. So 2 players getting new contracts today, through no fault of my own, except for the fact that I signed those deals with them. And it's fine, because they're pretty good, and at the very least, they'll be backups for next season. Ibrahimov, Figueroa now. Figueroa, what is our passing? It's bloody dreadful, isn't it? That was a decent ball. Not the best ball. That was a fucking awful ball. I mean, if we had a good striker, that would have been a 1-0. Vasiliev, no defender goes with the man. Mamurov, just bloody awful. That was a whole string of bad pass there, bad pass there, bad pass there, good pass, bad run and shot with the defender not coming with him. Stupid. Maybe the defender was right not to go with him, but still it was poor defending. Camelot's being booked. No, he didn't get booked. Kalitov, Ibrahimov, Kalitov. Oh, it's goal. 1-0. Vasiliev somehow continues his ridiculous run of goal scoring. He's not even good. How many goals has he even scored this season? He's scored well over half their goals. So they score from corners and he scores. That's how it works. Aksionov. Okay. Tusakovic. Come on, we should be better than these. They're completely equal. Lynch-Pinchuk. Oh, what the fuck was that? Yeah, well, having Chaban in the middle here is not helping us. Oh, come on. Vasiliev hits the ball wide. He's obviously high on confidence. I remember there was a player... Zoltan Harsani, a Slovakian, I think he was. He was a youth player on FM10 in the Man City Academy, and you could get him on loan in League 2, and he would score 30, for me anyway, would score 30 goals a season, for no one else would, and I don't know why. He was just the best. He was so good, and he was never any good in real life. Figueroa went through, was offside, could have been a good finish, but it wasn't. 40 minutes gone, 1-0 down. Could be our second loss of the season. Would be annoying. Kravchuk. Oh my god, Vasiliev, what the hell? Well, it's alright, we're still quite a long way away. That's really poor. 2 shots on target from him and he scored 2. I mean, great from him, but fuck me. Come on. Camelot. Chaban. We've only got one player in this starting 11 who's not our usual. Figueroa goes for an absolute worldie. Vasiliev has run Lviv ragged. He has, actually. That's very true. Let's go calmly say, I'm not happy. Calmly say, there's a lot more to come. Because they're looking nervous. And they're looking fucking shit. So Figueroa, again, not doing great. Oh, my God. 46 minutes and they get their first chance of the game already. First chance of the half, sorry, straight away. Tusakovic. Aksionov goes for the bolt out of the blue. Bobby's going to come on for Figueroa, and we're also going to bring on Levchuk because they two play well together. Marorov is playing dreadfully. Konstantinov can come on for outspoken Sergey. Actually, that's one way we could have done it is put Perovic on the other side, put outspoken Sergey in the middle, and then put Konstantinov on the right. That could have worked. Vasiliev. Oh, well, luckily, Ibrahimov has terrible finishing. You'd think playing with a 4-5-1 that a couple of their midfielders would be able to finish. Todua, Vasiliev, Todua, Ibrahimov, Kravchuk. Come on, this is absolute rubbish. Have we made a single chance? I know we had Figueroa's ridiculous effort from the first half. Todua, Kalitov, Kravchuk. They're just playing it around us. It's ridiculous. Well, luckily we've got the winter break to sort of recalibrate us. Unbelievable. How has that fella scored a hat-trick? I mean, we saw his stats. He's bad, right? Like, I didn't miss something. He is bad. What a load of rubbish. What a load of rubbish. We'll probably come back now and lose 3-2 just to be fun. Tkachuk. Oh, we're going to get absolutely humped by these guys. What the hell's going on? Come on now. What is this? What's going on? And now Masha's about to come in and tell me that food's ready. Perfect. Camelot to Chaban. Gonchenko. I'll come and eat with you in a second. You already ate?
Yeah, because I can, how long I can wait? Like,
well, I mean, you told me 40 minutes and it's been 20 minutes.
What 40 minutes? I said, like, when I came out, I said,
okay, you're right. But, yeah.
You said in a minute, like, I don't know, that minute could be an hour.
Can you not? Because you're just ruining this recording now. Oh my God. What a second half to behold. Luckily, we have the winter break to come back and fix this up. Because, I mean, well, you know, when you don't lose all season long and then you get 2 in the last 3 games of the first half of the season. Come on now. This is, thank you, Zamyakin, for goodness sake. I mean, wasn't there a point where we were equal? Do I remember saying specifically that we were completely equal? Timofeyev, oh my God, he might even be one of our former players. In fact, they have a couple of our former players. I didn't notice particularly if any of them are playing. I guess Timofeyev is. Shmelev, that guy's name. That's a good name. But Andrei Vasiliev, he didn't play for us, did he? He scored again for us, for them, by the way. I know it was offside. Good God. Gonchenko, Levchuk, Cool, Perovic. For God's sake. Well, that is super. 85 minutes gone. Chaban, Ananyev. Someone screaming somewhere? Someone listening to a... Can you hear that in the background? I don't know if you can pick up on the camera. Vasiliev. Sounds like someone's watching a screaming movie or something. Or there's a new theme park. Oh, they smashed the crossbar. Or a new theme park's open just outside the window and I've not noticed it before. Well, yeah, you can be abysmally, I'm going to say unlucky, and try and keep some of their motivation. Most of them played okay there. Did you see that? Most of them have played okay, but they got, that's very poor. They're 13 points worse off than us. Anyway, there you go. So that's that then. Apologies for the grumbling in the middle of that when I was talking to my wife. Very poor. But we will be back for these next 2 games, Zirka and Gavela. Maybe it will only be Zirka, I don't know, depends how many signings we've made and whatever to go through, but those will be the next 2 games that we play, and then I'll probably just pick up at the end of the season. Annoying result though it was. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.